What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome if this is your first time here. It is cold this morning. It is 27 degrees here now. I know for some of you out north that might sound warm, but down south where I'm at, it's actually pretty cold. We don't get this cold very often, just a few times a year. Most years, some winters are more cold than others, and some are more mild, but this one has been kind of back and forth. But right now it is 27 degrees and the wind is blowing, so it is pretty cool out here right now. And guys, this cold weather got me to thinking this morning about the need to have alternative ways to keep warm when the temperature drops and the grid goes down. We need to figure out ways to keep our house warm, a way to keep our body temperature up to a normal level, because if your body temperature drops, you can go into hypothermia, you can have frostbite and other things that we don't want to happen now or in a SSTF type of event. So it's a good idea to think about how would you heat your house if the grid went down. One of the worst things you can have is, or one of the worst things you can actually rely on, I should say, is electric heat, because obviously when the grid goes down, if you have electric heat, then your heating also goes down. You need to figure out a backup heating plan. And guys, like I said, electric heat is the most unreliable heating source. Any type of grid down type situation, you know, the electricity goes off all the time, especially in these rural areas. If you have rain, then you have freezing rain, and the temperature drops, and a lot of that ice will freeze on those lines and can break those power lines down and cause electricity to go off. Plus other things can happen also. So electric heat should definitely not be relied on. As you can see, I have electric heat here in my house. However, I don't rely on this. You can see it is actually off right now. My main heating source is natural gas. As you can see, I have a natural gas heater over here on the wall. I have another one just like this downstairs also. This will work even when the power goes out. It's much more reliable than electric heat. Of course, something could happen to take this down also, but it's a lot more reliable than electric heat. Like I said, you need to have backups for your backups. And here where I'm at, my main heating source is a natural gas heat using a wall heater like this right here. And guys, like I said, I have another one of these natural gas wall heaters downstairs here in the basement. And guys, like I said, you need to have backups for your heating. Heating is extremely important. You don't want your body temperature to drop below normal range for any length of time. So you need to have alternative heating sources. Electricity, electric heat is one of the least reliable heating sources, of course. So you need to have backups for your backups. And like I showed you, I'll have a natural gas, I have electric heat here, central heat and air here, and I have natural gas here in the upstairs and here down here in the basement. And I also have the wood stove. The wood stove is in the basement to keep the basement warm. This is a well-made wood stove. I mean, different brands, it doesn't really matter what brand you get as long as it's a well-made wood stove. But having a wood stove is definitely recommended. However, you also need to put in a good supply of firewood, because no matter what happens to the grid, if you have a stove and you have wood to burn inside that stove or coal, you will always have a heating source that can stay warm and can survive cold winter days and nights, even if the grid does go down. So like I said, guys, backups for your heating sources. If all you have is electricity, electric heat, and you have no way of putting in natural gas, you have no way of putting in a wood stove, no way of getting firewood or something like that, you can also get portable heaters, portable propane heaters, like the Buddy heaters, Big Buddy I think they're called. Great heaters, they work. I had one in my camper trailer when I lived in that years ago. And you can get them that has the two tanks, one tank on one side. You can get the models that has the 1 pound cylinders on both sides, or you can get a line to run out and actually hook that into a 20 or 100 pound propane tank. And guys, another thing you can do is what I call an urban igloo. Now, of course, you don't have to be urban to put this into practice. And all this is you take your kitchen table, you take your mattress off the bed and put it under the kitchen table to make a good place to sleep, and then you take heavy quilts and comforters and let those come over the sides of the kitchen table to make a walls all the way around. You can crawl in under the table and cover up with sleeping bags, quilts, comforters to keep warm, and having that smaller space under that table with those heavy quilts and comforters draped over the sides will allow you to stay much warmer than you would be just in your bed outside in the room inside the house, you know, because you have a smaller space to heat. And if you have several people, you know, say man, wife, a couple of kids sleeping in that bed to keep warm, then their body heat will actually be able to heat up that small space quite a bit, actually. Alternative to this is if you have a tent, you can actually set that tent up inside your home, say inside the living room, and put your mattress in there and cover up. And also that is a smaller space to heat. That way your body heat isn't escaping out into the vastness of the complete home. You'll have it confined in those small areas. You know, the urban igloo works even better, in my opinion, than using a tent, because you have the thicker material, you know, the thick quilts and comforters draped over the sides to form a wall up and under the kitchen table. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it useful, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on, notify each time that I upload a new video. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to Creekmore. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next video, hopefully.